Vikings versus Titans.
So the Vikings are laying 6. The total here is at 39.5. So the Titans showed up, looked good last week for the first quarter. Chargers, of course, rolled from there. I had the Chargers in moneyline parlays. I also had the Vikings in moneyline parlays. Vikings didn't make it easy. Sam Darnold, 2 red zone interceptions. If they play any other quarterback, they probably lose that game. Maybe other than the quarterback that they're going to face here in this week. Junior, I don't see any road to the window that starts in Tennessee. So I'm going to assume you're on the Vikings. How are you playing Skull in this spot?
Yeah, I just think that you're asking a lot of Will Levis to overcome this Vikings defense that really seems to confuse quarterbacks that don't have experience. Like when they go up against vets, not to say that it doesn't work, but the vets at least have some idea of how to mitigate disaster. Whereas a guy like Will Levis, even against an average defense, he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's a walking meme. I expect to have a fresh one of those to throw on my Twitter account or my X account this week. But all jokes aside, it's a team with no motivation versus a team that plays in the best division in football. And even though they started off red hot, there's no guarantee that they'll even make the playoffs as good as their division is. So Minnesota cannot afford to take these type of games unseriously, for lack of a better word. And I think people are overreacting to Sam Darnold just a little bit. Sam Darnold's a classic case of the super strong arm quarterback, starting at USC as like a 17-year-old because he had that gunslinger arm and mentality. It doesn't really always work in the NFL. You've got to use, your ability to read defenses and have pocket presence with your ability to throw. It's not a coincidence that he was only making those mistakes in the red zone. It's because he gets a bit overconfident. I'm sure the coaches will be in his ear. They got a good young coach over there. They'll fix what they need to fix, right the ship. I think they win by margin here.
3 interceptions in the red zone last 2 weeks. Look, I just don't trust Sam Darnold after what I've saw from him the last 2 weeks. Have you seen how bad he's looked? I mean, seriously, Minnesota is finding ways to win, but they're finding ways to win despite Sam. The safest bet for me, at least in this spot, is Tennessee team total under 15.5. Historically bad offense. I would never in my life allow you guys to bet money on Levis. I just wouldn't. I care way too much about you guys. I would rather fade him and lose than have you guys play on it. But forget that. Their offense is 27th overall in yards, 27th in scoring, 31st in passing. The run game is okay, but Minnesota is second in rushing yards allowed, 30 yards per rush. So for me, it's anything. It's going to be the Titans team total under. I can't back the Vikings, although I do think they win, and they probably win by margin. I just can't do it because Sam Darnold has been one of those super streaky quarterbacks where he's either playing real well at MVP caliber or he's not. If you remember when he first started with Carolina, after Baker Mayfield got hurt, Sam Darnold took over and was starting for the first 3 games. He looked like a world beater. He looked like MVP. Then all of a sudden, he's playing in quicksand. He throws an interception, comes back, throws another one, comes back, throws another one. And I just don't trust this version of Sam Darnold that I've seen the last 2 weeks. Now, if you tell me you're going to give me Sam Darnold from the first half of the season, I'm all in. But what I've seen these last 2 weeks is just too many interceptions, too many poor and bad decisions in the most crucial of moments.